EA Sports.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
It's crack-a-lackin', folks. Old Cranky Gamer here. And, gonna play Madden once again. I screwed up and I went through week one. I'm trying to do like the sim where you could watch it. Because I wanted to check something out. So I wanted to do it for one game, so of course I choose the wrong option. But you know, it's not very it's not very friendly, and it doesn't tell you, go, hey, are you sure you want to go through the whole week? It just goes right through it. So to advance the week, so week one's done. So we're not going to do week one. But I also have the Frosty Mod Manager. Because the gameplay has been so bad that I was playing during the preseason. It was very frustrating. So hopefully this gameplay will be pretty good. The franchise stuff, I already have the franchise going, so I'm not going to redo the franchise. And I did the Washington Warriors because with the revival mod, they have it as the Washington football team, and that's very stupid. Not that Warriors is a good one, but then again, you know, I wouldn't go for Red Tails either because that's just hypocrisy at the most. I am a little less than 10% Native American, so my mother's family was Native American, and they integrated with the Dutch that was in New York, and then the English came along. So essentially, that's all that is in my mother's family is Dutch, Native American, which is Mohegan, and Alaquindan or something like that, up in Lake Champlain. So they came from Warrensburg, New York. So yeah, right off of Lake Champlain, there's the Mohegans were there, and I think the Mohegans were part of the Iroquois tribes, but they might not have been. I don't know. I don't know if they were conquered. But the Alaquin, they were up like northern New Hampshire, northern Vermont, so they were cold weather. And yeah, so and my father's side is just basically Scottish and Vikings. So that's like northern Scottish. So yeah, so I don't have a lot of mix and match in there. I only became a mutt when those two came together. But let's see. So yeah. So I don't. I see the hypocrisy of them saying, "Oh, do it for the Red Tails with the All Black Squadron," and it's just like, well, you guys are all saying, you're all telling everybody else, and you're getting like lawyers of some Native American tribes and saying that they speak for all Native Americans. Then you ignore people like me that are Native American when I say that Redskins is not... I know the history of Redskins, and it's not an offensive term. And then you're saying, well, we'll replace it. You can't be a mascot, but we're going to replace it with a black man with a 1940s air helmet on. It's that just reeks of black supremacy right there, and it's racist toward Native Americans. So you can't sit there and say you can't have that race, and that's derogatory, but this isn't derogatory, and we're gonna make them the mascots of the Washington team. You just can't do that. So Red Tail should be out. Warriors is not a great name. I don't know. Sentinels maybe. Who knows? But really, I just wish they put a frickin' potato on the side of the helmet and said, there you go, we're the Washington Redskins. It's potatoes. But Redskins, the history of that, a Blackfoot leader called Black Thunder, which is an awesome name. So he came up with that because there were tribes. He was just saying all the tribes. So the Blackfoot tribe was in Virginia, and then there were other tribes in Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina, and sort of like Virginia actually, I think, went all the way to the ocean, technically, before Lewis and Clark went out there, and before we purchased, after we just purchased the Louisiana Purchase, like Virginia went all the way to the coast. But anyways, like Ohio, those Native Americans. So basically, what he's saying is that we're Redskins and you're Whiteskins. That's where the term came from, just to differentiate. Because again, all the colonists were not the same either. So you had some English Protestants, you had the Puritans, you had the Quakers. I don't know if they were Amish at the time, but you had the Amish, and then you had the Pilgrims. So he was just basically saying Redskins, Whiteskins. That's it. So it's not a derogatory term. It never has been a derogatory term. And it's basically in the 20th century, it was turned into basically the battle, like the paint. So the Redskin paint on there. So that's why the Washington team, when they had Native Americans form the team, that's why they named it there, because it's supposed to be the war paint. And then Woody, this guy Woody, nicknamed Blackie, who was part of the Blackfoot tribe, is the one that did the helmet, and he did that for a chief. He basically did painted a chief on the helmet with his blessing, and then Woody, of course, the black chief, gave it to the Washington Redskins without fail, and said, this is the mascot, and that looks like my uncle. That looks like my uncle, the Washington Redskins chief on there. The nose and everything like that. That's my uncle. That's my Uncle Charlie. Anyways, or my Uncle Bobby. So none of that is derogatory. Dirty engine. If you call a Native American an engine, INGUN, that's a derogatory term, because that's usually dirty engine. I just find it laughable that the people, mostly white middle-aged women, who say that it's a horrible thing, and a lot of low testosterone white guys as well that follow those Karens around, say that it's derogatory and that it needs to be changed. And it just seems like you do that, and then all of a sudden the Indians are gone, and then the Braves are gone, and the Chiefs are gone, and then you sit here and go, wow, you guys finally did it, and you wiped out the Native American tribes. And they're the same people that live in the states that are now legalizing gambling, which is hurting the Native American communities, because the Native American reservations were the only ones that could have legal gambling. So now New York was sitting there going, we're not getting any of that tax money. I know New York's doing this. We're not getting any of that tax money, so we're going to legalize gambling, and we're going to create our own casinos. And that's exactly what they did. So they're hurting the Native American community. So go ahead, fight like the Washington name and everything like that. But really, what's happening now is a travesty against the Native American tribes. And the Washington Redskins, they gave to every tribe in America. So they've given money to every tribe. I think they built something for a tribe up in Montana. Now they don't have to do that anymore, right? Because they're just sitting there going, well, we're not affiliated with any Native Americans. It's like we don't have the namesake. So we're going to give to what? The lobbyists? I don't know. Anyway, so that's my rant. Ugh. So I'll come back when this comes up. All right, so one big thing that I've had here is after the first week, what I've seen is that they are releasing again. They're releasing the long snappers again, and I don't know why I really even care about this. So, but I went through and I made sure that I fixed all the damn long snappers. What I used to do is put them as a center, and that used to keep the AI from getting rid of them. Because the AI doesn't like to get rid of offensive linemen. But now it does. So what I had to do is I had to go through and I had to put them in the tight end position. And what I did with the tight end position is, I'll show you Zach Ossie. So for the bigger... or not the bigger, but the more veteran long snappers like Diassi here. All of them have 99 awareness, so that way when I look at them, I can tell right away. And I look at the 99 awareness and go, yes, they're long snappers. Because it doesn't really matter. But then I went down there and I changed some things. So here's what I did to see if maybe the AI will stop cutting them. So I put 90 pass blocking. For Diassi, I put 80 block power. I usually put 70 for the young guys. And then pass block finesse 99. And so, yeah, if they're less than 3 years, usually it's going to be 80, 70, 90. But here, Diassi's been around a while. Then run blocking, I usually put, for the veterans, I put 50, 50, 50, 55, 55. For the younger guys, 40, 40, 45, 45. And then impact blocking, sorry. Diassi should have 85. Usually it's 75, but for Diassi, it's going to be 85. So I do that, and so Diassi's here, he's on the Giants, so I don't have to worry about him getting cut because this is my team. And so what I'm hoping for, if we look at the depth chart in the AI, and for the people who don't know what a long snapper is, the long snapper is just a center that throws the ball to a kicker. So they have to make sure that it's on a line. It's got to spiral a certain way. It really is an art that they have to do. So it's just lots of practice and lots of wrist spinning to make sure that it spirals the correct way. It's fast. That's the main thing. It has to be fast out of the center, and so it's set up correctly. Anyways, so here you see the long snapper. Now he's better than almost every offensive lineman. So he's 88 overall. Now, most of these guys, if I look at the Jaguars, there's Overton 80, Sanborn 85, Molbach's another good one, 90, Hennessy, see if I can find a younger guy. There we go, Cardona's 85, he's got 4 years experience. Here we go. Trent Siege, he's 79. He's a one-year guy out of Colorado State, and the Raiders, I just threw him on the Raiders. So, hopefully, because he's high enough on this depth chart, they won't get rid of him. But I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Prescott from the gun. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion.
Oh, wow.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. And a nice move will yield nothing.
Yeah, I don't think negative 4 yards is going to lead anything.
That'll wind up going for a loss of 4.
Now I got to see if...
2nd and 14.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You
Wow.
know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crack everyone to
a cornerback tackled him, and the offensive lineman did not even
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. 5
grab
yards
him.
will get him back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, it's Prescott.
Almost picked off.
Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw we'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Brett Maher now for the Cowboy field goal. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. The kick by Maher is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League, where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
All right, now we got to see if my formation subs are there.
Keenum. Keenum, a guy, he's seen his fair share of highs and lows in this game. The high likely his 22-touchdown season for the Vikings in 2017, and the low probably being traded by Denver after one 6-10 season. But here he is, ready to rock and roll.
Here we go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Keenum here.
Now a man at his 13th NFL
Oh, baby.
season. It's Adrian Peterson. And he's taken down
Adrian
a slip
Peterson.
across the 35. Give the Redskins 13 there and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Squeeze, double.
From the gun, it's Keenum. That's caught by Trey Quinn. And that'll be good for 8
Well, Trey
yards
Quinn
to
is the third wide receiver.
Good pick up there. 8 yards on the first down completion. On second down, Peterson.
Oh, he got the first down.
Shy of midfield at the 48. They run again on first down, Peterson. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
On second down and 4, Keenum. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. And it's 3rd and 4. And here a look at the offensive starters for the Redskins.
An offensive line play is not something that comes to mind readily, but it's always a big key in a ball game. And already these guys, they're getting it done up front, as we've seen this rushing attack have some early success.
Keenum going to throw. It's brought in by Dodson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
Okay, I think he's one of the. I think he's one of the substitutes.
Performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is Peterson.
Oh, no,
down
no.
on the ground.
Oh, I don't want him to get hurt.
In some pain.
What angle
We'll
is
check on his
this?
status when we get
What
back.
camera are you? Oh, boy.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Focus, defense, focus. He's checking.
This is Chris Thompson in his 7th season now as a Redskin. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That's pretty impressive.
Defense. They come into this one
7 years as a running back.
in the NFL against the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this done.
Oh, nice.
This is Dodson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5.
Well, I don't think I think Doxson's actually a starter. So I don't think it did any of the formation subs that I spent
This one seems pretty scripted and pretty successful.
2 hours on, I think.
They did it without our
So
help.
that's
'Cause you remember when we sat
irritating.
in
That's
the
another thing
production
that
meeting with them to talk about
ticks
this.
me
And,
off
hey,
about
you know,
Madden,
you
but
guys
hey,
come out of the gate.
because the auto subs don't work either, and I really crank them up.
I did not for mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
They'll turn to Thompson. And this
Wow.
will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
You're no Adrian Peterson, no, buddy.
From his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. Time.
They run the
Oh my God!
Thompson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted
Oh,
before he
jeez.
could get out of the backfield.
Dude, Van Der Esch looks like a freaking giant next to
My
Thompson.
goodness.
Ma,
Think about
wow.
running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are
Oh, wow.
probably
Good going, Madden.
themselves
Keenan
as
still had the
well.
football in his hand.
Run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now Keenan.
Oh, wait, they still have the same... Oh, no, they got the Warriors there.
End zone, but it's incomplete.
Keon's pass. Intended for Josh Dobson. Incomplete.
Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
But your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So now on 4th down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense,
Alrighty.
and you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give them...
All right, let's just next quarter.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
26 return. Good going, Wilson.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way...
Yeah, I don't... All right, so speed. Okay, here we go. All right, a few details. Jump to next quarter. Okay, so... Okay. Josh Norman knocked it away again. There we go. Whoa, Trey Quinn. Nice. Okay, so let's jump forward again to the next corner. Jordan Reed. All right, so they are using Geis, so that's good. But I don't see any of the wide receivers changing. And there's the National Football League offense, kickers. Oh, there's a penalty. I haven't seen a penalty in a while. Michael Gallup. Okay. All right, so at least he's running. Antonio Gates. Another Antonio Gates. Norman's knocking down everything. That's 3. Oh, you need that. No. That's the bad part. All right. That should be it, right? No. And that's it. Okay, cool. And then we'll do the next quarter. Chris Thompson's kind of plugging away there. Paul Richardson Jr. I don't know who that is. Maybe that's another halfback. Paul Richardson Jr. Whoa! Fumble. That's a bummer. Now the running game's not working at all. Trey Quinn and it's basically the offense, huh? Oh, missed the field goal. That's not going to be a good one. Come on, Elliott. Break off a run. No, just 2 yards here, 2 yards there. "52-yard field goal." Okay. So now we're tied. This just seems to happen to Madden a lot. It's just like there's a lot of ties, or if it's, you know. Whoa. Very few blowouts. All right, so see how it goes. Oh, they got the shadows and everything. That's pretty cool.
From the 29, Keenum. He's got it complete to Thompson. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Jeez.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game.
PA is saying the name.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
He's got a lot of catches. I'm going to like to see those.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Keenum.
Oh.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage again to 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Keenum. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
You got to get this one.
The pressure drops off as they look to throw. He's going to fire one deep.
Oh, yes.
Inside the 25.
Oh, my God. Oh, it is a wide receiver. Okay.
Very well be a defining play in this game.
That was beautiful.
That gives him the lead, and he took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Yeah, he pushed him off, grabbed it with one hand, twirled the other way. Whoa! And he almost knocked it out of his hand.
As it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Thompson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker.
Wow, horrible rushing, but...
Check, 48, the mark.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On 2nd and a couple. Keenan.
Got it!
Takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Redskins have taken the lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever.
Oh, nice.
And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
All right, well, they got to score a touchdown here. Well, I don't know. Got 13 minutes left. And something tells me that Adrian Peterson is really hurt. I don't like that.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1.
Return it, return it.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
He's having a hell of a game with the kick return.
Heading back out and ready to go again. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
You got to run it.
An offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, though, way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
It's hauled in by Devin Smith. And he's got this down to the 35.
Let's go.
A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far.
All right, okay, so that is one of the
on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage too.
Absolutely great start.
One of the lower depth
plays in
chart
the pass
wide
game.
receivers.
Now can they continue to feed off that? Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now.
All right, let's see if you get it then.
Throw for Prescott.
Run! Do something. Oh, nice!
By Tavon Austin. And he's got this down
That's
almost
another
to the
one.
20 before he's dropped. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
I don't think Austin is the starter. He might be, though.
Prescott looks to throw on first. He's got the connection to Cooper. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right of the yard.
There you go. I mean, come on. Elliott's gotta
On 2nd down.
gotta break one.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line.
Only 9 rushes.
Well, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
I like how those cleats just kind of like skate on the grass. It's like, come on, man. If you're going to work on graphics and not gameplay, at least get the graphics right. You know what I'm saying?
Here's Prescott.
Okay, he's going to get hit. There he is. Yep.
Sack back at the 9-yard line. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively.
Captain Kerrigan.
You've always got to be aware that he can take off and
Was
make
it
a big
really a
with
great
his
play?
legs.
Because he just
I thought
kind of
the way
sat
they
there
were able to
forever.
contain him, that also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
And downfield, they're like on the 15-yard line.
Now from the
Come on,
9,
commentary.
here's 2nd and goal.
And what's that? And what's the ball?
Tenth carry now for
The audio didn't sync there.
And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Here's Prescott. And that is
Dropped.
incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the
Doink.
football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
Yeah, those soft cans of
There was
concrete.
contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Oh, they're going for it.
Prescott.
And they did it.
This is caught for a Cowboy
Nice.
touchdown. Randall Cobb, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time.
All right,
for them.
well, what are
How
the
about
Warriors
just
gonna
deciding
do?
Go for it on 4th down, and okay, forget the field goal because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them
I mean,
good
all they got to
credit
do
for
is get a field goal, and then you can go to overtime.
And now it's
Oh, my goodness.
Now it's scooped up, and this is alive. It's a foot race.
Oh, that's beautiful.
30, the 20, 10, 5, and he's all the way into the end zone. And so
22 to
much for
22.
losing the lead with the 2 points there. This game's back to even.
Well,
Wow.
so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and
How
leave
do-
no time for them to come back and
How
counter.
do you
And
go
guess
from
what?
like a
They turned it
high
around.
to a low, like
They had it all
real
set
quick,
up for
like a
themselves.
balloon deflating?
Let it get away.
I mean, that's not a balloon deflating. That's a balloon getting popped.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard
This guy's
line.
doing pretty good too.
Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And that last
Oh,
drive,
come
a
on,
long drive,
Keenum,
but
look at
not
this,
just that,
21-29.
They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary...
Come on through, Keenum.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense.
Well, he did throw it away, so that's a good
To
thing.
start the drive, but that one incomplete.
420 yards.
On
That's
2nd down now.
despicable.
It's Thompson.
Oh, Thompson finally
Second
getting
down,
his
a little more productive
due.
than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd.
Keenum on 3rd down. He's going to let this one go.
Did he get it?
Complete.
He got it.
Get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
Now you got to run it, right?
You know I'm going to
Or
do
don't
that.
you? Oh my God, he tried to strip the ball too.
As I see it. But the truth of the matter is,
Look at him trying to strip
that
it.
ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st
8 receptions,
and 10, just
134
outside the 30.
yards.
To throw, it's
Case Keenum looking awesome.
And he finds
Wide
a
open.
lead. That's good for 28 yards.
Who was that? Jordan Reed.
Get him on the move like that, he's able to get into
Don't get hurt, Jordan.
the steam.
I think your injury rating's like
It's gonna
2.
be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big win.
2 out of 100.
They did get him down.
Why are you going out of bounds? Should have turned in on that one.
But it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Come on.
Now Keenum.
Oh no.
And
That's
he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
And really, if you look at this from a conceptual... First of all, Lawrence went through 3 people. He, like, went through them. Ghost. DeMarcus Lawrence, the ghost. But,
so they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
if you think about it, the Warriors here are at a disadvantage because the Shadows are not playing nice with them. Whoa!
To the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Quinn!
Trey Quinn with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead.
All right.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And they will take a 7-point lead. So
Need a touchdown to tie and bring it into overtime.
Redskin touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Ezekiel Elliott could do it.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
But they're not going to give it to him.
Let's go.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. First down, Prescott.
Ooh!
And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Come on, you got to give it to Elliott. You got to... nope.
Throw is Prescott. Running one for
Oh, my
deep
God.
for Cooper.
Did he get it?
That'll be
No, he
incomplete.
didn't. No, he didn't.
Protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long
That
one.
was weird. He, like, caught it, but he dropped it.
And again, it's Prescott. Looking
But
for
that's
a
too
throwback.
short. That's it.
And he can
Wait.
only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is
All right, you're gonna have to go for it here.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
All right.
Now comes the Cowboys punter.
Oh, no, they're gonna punt?
For the 5th
Okay.
time here today.
Well, they still got time.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a bit of a
Nope,
mistake
in the end
there.
zone.
This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
Oh, he's the captain.
A look at Washington.
He looks like he was dirty with a punter.
Right
He has
now,
8
clinging
receptions.
to a one-score
Richardson.
lead, Charles,
2
and I think
great catches,
operating
too.
within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here.
All right,
It certainly
let's see.
does, and that means the playbook is still wide open.
Oh, they're gonna
But you
pass
have
it.
to be a little bit more
They're gonna
careful
try to
about
pass
what
it and
you
get a
call
first down right away.
plays.
No, they're not.
Gain yardage. How would you
Oh,
say,
my God.
consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run.
He's
Highlight the
impressive,
first
though.
downs. And the goal,
He's not getting any yards, but he's very
That
impressive
kneeling
bouncing
down
off
at
of
the end,
people.
And you still have the lead.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts?
Great camera angle.
Still
Yeah,
defensive.
go,
To
yep.
me, you have to start
just-
right now. Here's the time.
Let us see the
and that
field
means you've
marker
gotta
again.
Stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts
Wow.
in order to
That
get
was
the
pretty
ball
good,
back
though.
and try
I
and
mean,
score yourself. But now is the time to
Bounced
start
off
using
2
those timeouts.
guys.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
All right. Oh, no.
Keenum.
Oh, no.
Pressure gets to him and down he
Oh,
goes.
no.
To the 4-yard line.
What is this camera angle? This is horrible.
First of their timeouts. That'll leave them with
It's a
2
horrible
remaining.
camera
They'll be
angle.
back
Yay.
after this. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Just run it.
This is Thompson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly
Let him do a timeout. Wow, that was great defense, but it was also pathetic offense.
Just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Really, during that type of situation, I would have had a safety. I would have just ran in the end zone, got a safety, and then punted it. It would be 24-29. You still have to get a touchdown, but you're wasting a lot of time. But hey, that's just me. That would be my strategy. Just have the running back go, just hand it off to the running back and have him go back and forth in the end zone.
So how does he rein it in, make sure the team has a little bit of calm, coupled with that sense of urgency, got walk that line a little bit, but get it downfield in order to score, and then put the pressure on the guy who kicks the ball, because he could tie the game.
It's been a fun game. It all comes down to this. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and now it's third down. Throwing, Prescott, and this is caught. Amari Cooper, and he'll be corralled out across midfield.
All right, here we go. You got one more play for the 2-minute warning. What are they going to do?
Well, last year on Thanksgiving when the Cowboys and Redskins met, that was sort of the Dallas coming out party for Amari Cooper. A lot of people were questioning that trade, but on that Thanksgiving Day game, Cooper, 8 catches, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Cowboys would get the victory and really turn things on and end up making the playoffs.
No, they didn't get it.
Down to the final
Well,
2 minutes, and we've got
it
a
would really be
game.
great if I could look at Amari Cooper's stat line and see who he played for, because I'm not really, I don't know. But you can't, because Madden doesn't have teams on their year-to-year. Oh, no.
Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second
Now they
down.
can't run.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on
That's
first
pathetic.
down.
Elliott has like 20 yards running.
He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Back to throw. Got his man there complete to Gallup.
All right, you better huddle. Huddle.
They're inside the 25.
Or no huddle.
Give him 10
Sorry.
there, good
Not
enough for a
huddle.
Cowboy first
No
down.
huddle.
His throw
The doink.
incomplete.
27 of 42.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw. That one complete.
What was that? And he didn't go out of bounds.
Inside the 10 to the 9. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first
Oh,
down.
here we go. He got it.
And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
And while it
No,
appears the
they
heavy
haven't taken the
lifting
lead.
was accomplished by scoring the touchdown.
Wow, the
They're
commentary
still
on
down
this
one.
thing,
That extra
dude.
point is not a gimme.
Wow. So, are they gonna be ballsy and go for it, or
Mar on for the extra point.
Yep, no, they're gonna be conservative. That wasn't Ezekiel Elliott though,
Tied here in the fourth quarter.
so why did you show Ezekiel Elliott?
So that
I
drive
don't know.
consumes 9 plays.
All right,
in
well.
total, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter.
I'm not sure about overtime rules. It used to be where if you just get the ball and you score, that's it, you're done. But now I guess because you got to be fair, everyone gets a trophy. They did it where something you have to score. If you don't score a touchdown, if you get a field goal, the other team gets to try. So they could get a field goal as well, and I guess that. So that's where you got ties. Oh my God! Oh my God! What a way to end it! What a way to end the game! 200 yards.
How many more of these my heart can take, my man? I just don't know. Another big touchdown. Late in the game, they look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. they can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready in the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
Look at that. 2 guys. That doesn't even make sense, but whatever. Good going, AI.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
All right, well.
And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass.
Go, Case Keenum. Go, Richardson. 465 passing yards. All right, so this got to be a line drive, right? Bouncy, bouncy. Nope, they don't do that, huh?
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
All right, they just have to toss it.
So Dak Prescott in the offense. Down by 7, 30 seconds to go. And they've got to travel the full 75 yards, and time is obviously a huge factor here. 1st and 10. Back to throw. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout.
Do you see anything in there? No? All right, then.
19 seconds left on the clock. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
This is playing like real football, the best that I know.
And that is incomplete.
I never see defense when I ever watch a football game. It's like, it's just pass-passy. Either the receiver doesn't catch it or the quarterback can't throw it near him. Or he throws it to the opposing team.
That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Cooper again the target.
They usually run more than this, though.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Prescott. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on, a big call coming on 3rd down.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Josh Norman.
Trying to cover Cooper there a little too closely.
And he's such a tough cover because he
well, there you go.
So well.
You got one play left.
Stay with him and hard to figure out exactly where the break points are. And in this case,
there it is.
Another pass interference call.
Now one final
That's
throw
it.
here is incomplete, and that is how this one.
That's pretty cool.
To an end.
Washington football. Got that Warrior gear on.
They had one final play in that one-score game. We all knew what was coming. The Hail Mary.
48 must be an important guy. Almost 500 yards, man. Nice.
Go long and see if we can find someone open. They didn't get it done. Someone's happy. Someone is not.
Oh, it still has the names.
They make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Redskins as we say so long from FedEx Field.
All right, a lot of that. Chris Thompson there, 18 for 39 yards, 2.1, 2.6. So the running's still a problem. Peterson, Pollard actually, yeah, but it only used the first 2 running backs. Receiving, it looked a little bit better. I mean, Cooper, Trey Quinn is the 3rd wide receiver, tight end, 2nd wide receiver. Look at 4 for 41. So Thompson did this. Ah, yeah. Here's the drops. Gallup. So Gallup is like a not a starter, and I don't think he's the 3rd wide receiver either. Jordan Reed, Devin Smith. Yeah, Doxson. He had some He had 2 pretty good catches. Yeah. So this actually worked. So Gallup, Leon Hall. Oh, okay. So if they didn't get the so Leon Hall was the one that almost got that pick there. Okay. Pancakes. They don't keep track of it except in here in the game. Tyron Smith, and he also had a couple of penalties too, so did not have a good game. Oh, Thompson. And Elliott led a sack. Okay. All right. 14 total tackles for Sean Lee. Jeff Heath, the strong safety, had 10 tackles. Joe Thomas. This is a tackle for losses. Vander Esch. Not horrible when it comes to sacks. He had 3 sacks. No picks. 2 forced fumbles, though. Led to a fumble recovery. And then you had safety. Whoa. There was a safety. Moreau, yeah, he blocked it, and number 55 got a touchdown. Well, it looks like the stat line isn't good either. All right. Hopkins missed 1. Punting. They kick 50 yards, man. The last time I played football, I thought 48 yards was a good punt, but now they're kicking it like 55 yards. All right. Cedric Wilson did a hell of a job. 26-yard returns. Jeff Janis, 24-yard returns. What about the punt returns? Pollard only returned 1-3, 7.6. So this Janis guy doing good on that return stuff. All right, and that's it. All right, let's see what the other scores are, including our Giants. Oh, upgrade. Oh, boy. All right, what are we going to do? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, 2, 2, 2. Holy moly! All right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, 3. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh, he's got a complete ACL tear, and he's still getting upgrades. Okay. All right. Same thing with this guy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He's got 2. Okay. So AFC. Let's look. So after 2 games, Lamar Jackson has 4 touchdowns. He's doing well. He'll get huge bonuses. Jacoby, 4 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Josh Allen, 4. Pat Mahomes, doing well. Nick Foles, oh my goodness. Oh no. Wow. Sam Darnold. Andy Dalton. Joe Flacco. Yeah. Darnold, 42%. Oof. Lamar Jackson, 69%. Yards per game. Mariota, 326. Jackson, 321. Brady. Passer rating, Foles is, wow. And Jackson, 103. Longest, Darnold. Sack. Holy crap! Mariota has, in 2 games, has been sacked 16 times? Josh Allen has been sacked 8 times. Watson, 7. Rosen, 7. Brissett, 5. I mean, Darnold, right here, Brady, that would cause me alarm. But 16 times? 16! Wow! All right, so who's got the most attempts? Melvin Gordon Jr., Hyde, McCoy, Gordon, 148, McCoy, 148, Hunt, Clyde. Right. It's pretty good. What about average? Bilal Powell. Rushing TDs. Doug Martin with 4. There we go. Drake comes back. He's got 2 in just that one game, I think. Oh no, I think he was first. Fumble. Oh boy. Philip Lindsay. Oh no. Dude, you're gonna lose your starting spot, man. You can't fumble 3 freaking times in 2 games and keep your job. Same thing with Balaj. Fournette, well, Fournette's Fournette. He's not gonna lose his job the first 2 weeks. But, I mean, if he keeps on fumbling. Connor, Le'Veon Bell, Pittsburgh and former Steeler. Long. Powell, 70-yard run. Receiving. Well, this is going to be Richardson. No, Beckham and Roberts. Okay. But Richardson's got this. No, Benjamin has this too. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm looking at the AFC. I'm such a moron. McCreef, Beckham. All right. Blocking. I gotta see this. Oh my god. Oh, this dude needs to be... He's gonna get cut. Look at these dudes. And it's just them, too. It looks like the rest of the Titans are pretty good. This guy, though. 8 sacks in 2 games. You're a star? How? You're 81 overall and you're a... What? You gotta be shitting me. You're 78. Dude. No, dude. All right, who's leading his sacks? You got Autry, Casey, and Brandon Williams. Well, you got one Tennessee guy. Garrett and Sherd. Tackle for loss. Michael Pierce, the huge nose tackle. 21 for Trayman Edmonds. Rashard Jones. That's not good for Miami. You don't want your strong safety to leading tackles all the time. Jerome Baker has 3 interceptions in 2 games. Body Calhoun has 3. Deflections. Adrian Phillip, 3. Barrett, okay. Rashard Jones has allowed 11 catches. McDonald. Whoa, we got 2 strong safeties. Huh. How are they both starting? That's odd, but okay. Forced fumble. Thomas Howard. Fumble recovery. Block. Jerry Hughes. Again, does it not count blocks for like extra points? Just field goal attempts? Probably, right? Okay. Here we go. Kicking. Field goal attempts. Sukup. All right. Ooh, boy. Hosaka 4 for 7. Oh my God. No. 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 There's a lot of cuts that are going to happen. Not Young Hoku. Dude, do not miss anymore. You were my favorite story during the preseason of winning a spot. But this dude. Oh boy. All right, hold on. So, extra point. All right, well, he missed one. He's missed two. That ain't gonna win you any favors. Hey, Matt Bryant has missed two. Sukup. All right. Okay, so Matt Bryant's missed one. I gotcha. Three for three. Okay. Punting. 50.4 there. Net yards. Net average. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what the hell to do for punting. Ooh. Jakeem Grant of the Dolphins has a touchdown. Very nice, sir. Who's not doing so well? Hunter, 1. 3. That's, well, we're going to have to take a look at that. But, yeah, okay. So that's good. Punt return. Travion Williams. Tyreek Hill. Of course, Tyreek is good. 10.4. And then we got 2.3 for Taiwan Jones. So, oof. Somebody might be getting cut soon. Alright, so let's... Poor Mariota, though. Let's look at the NFC. So the NFC, Case Keenum, of course. Matt Ryan's close behind, though. Trubisky as well. Breeze. Touchdowns. Russell Wilson, 6-0. That's good. Wentz, 6-1. Keenum, 5-1. Love it. Ryan, Breeze, Rodgers. Trubisky is a surprise. Interceptions. Jared Goff, 4. Not a lot of interceptions, though. Eli Manning, 0-2. Kirk Cousins, all right. Completion percentage, 72. Okay. 50% for Jameis Winston. Ryan Griffin played. Okay. Garoppolo's only got 51. Eli's only got 54. Goff 57. Stafford 57. Kyler Murray's doing pretty good in his rookie season. That's, yeah. Yard per game. Keenan. Long. Trubisky at 88. Sacks. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, Winston with 10. Eli with 10. Garoppolo with 8. Keenum with 7. This is bad. That's bad. All right, so who's run the most? McCaffrey, of course. Chris Carson. Todd Gurley. Who's got the most rushing yards? Kamara. 6.9 average. Nice. So, and I didn't even mean it in that way. I didn't mean the nice as in nice. John Kelly. Rushing TDs. David Montgomery. So, that's how he got... one fumble. Not bad. Chris Carson with 10 break tackles. Karan Johnson with 8. Nice. That is very, very nice. Receiving. Oh, wow. Yeah, he is good. 2 TDs as well. Michael Thomas, 18. Corey Latimer. All right, so Gabriel and then Richardson here. Average is Montgomery. And Brashard Perriman. Monte Freeman and Richardson. Okay, TDs. Keenan Reynolds from the Navy. With 4. Aguilar, Jin, Trey Quinn. That's right, Trey Quinn had 2 touchdowns. Richardson after catch. Metcalf, the rookie. Okay. Marvin Jones. Montgomery, of course. Brashard Perriman. Devontae Freeman should be another. Yep. Aaron Jones. Ezekiel Elliott. Blocking. Here we go. Donovan Smith. And how good are you? You're only a 67. So. Nate Solder, you're a 70, but you're the captain. Remmers, you're right. Oh, wow, man. Stally, 89. That's a bummer, dude. All right, so we got tackles here. All right, solo tackles. Johnson, Tremont Williams. So the Rams. Marcus Peters, right. Sean Lee, Johnson, Will Harris. Free safety, middle linebackers, all around. Tackle for loss, Demario Davis is 5. Ziggy Hood, who is just basically he is a rushing specialist. That's pretty cool. All right, sack. I like to see, because I put him in. I know I put him in as a replacement. So he is like the 3rd defensive tackle in a 3-4 scheme, I think. So, yeah. So he's not getting any play except for nickel and dime packages. Sack. At Lawrence. That's a given. Him and Donald, yeah. And Boza. Interceptions. Patrick Robertson of the Saints, 2. Okay. Deflections. Josh Norman. Yeah, he had 4 that game. But he had a timely. But he had a bad pass interference call. All right. Catch allowed. Jar Alexander. Marcus Peters. Yeah, see, I don't know how to do those. It's like, you know, is it just because it was like they were tossing it up in the air, you know? They were just tossing it all around, seeing what would work. Forced fumbles, Talib and Devin White. Okay, so that's good. So a lot of people are going to get benched next week, I think. All right, so kicking. Let's hope there's no real bad kickers here. All right, field goal made, 6 for Sturgis. Ghana, Myers, Brett Mayer. All right, okay, so 1 miss. That's not bad. Field goal attempts. 6, 4, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 2 out of 4. Oh boy. Not a block either. 2 out of 3. Field goal blocks, none. Extra point made. Pinheiro. Okay, so they're all 100 attempts. 999, 6, 6, 6, 6 for 5. 5 out of 6. Not blocked. 3 out of 4. Not blocked. All right, so gotta watch out for that. Average punt, Tress Way, 54. Chris Jones, 50. Trupica, 43. And Riley Dixon, 44. Net yards, net yard average, I don't know. Means a whole bad special teams. Block, no blocks. In 20s, I guess that's the big one. All right. Kick returns. Average. Let's see who's got the most. 4. Okay, so Cedric Wilson is doing really well on that one. No one's really doing bad, so that's good. Punt return. Mostert, 8.7. That's pretty good. Ito Smith, 3.5. That is not good. So he might be losing his job in that returning. So yeah, there we go. Let me see. The standings. AFC North. The Browns are 2-0, as are the Ravens. Bengals 1-1, and the Steelers are 0-2. The South 1-1. Texans, Titans. Colts are 0-2. Jaguars are 0-2. The East, the Bills are 2-0. So the kicker isn't going to lose his job because he really hasn't cost a game. That's the thing. A kicker, a kicker could be like 4-7, but if you didn't cost the game, then as soon as you cost the game, though, you're done. All right, the Jets are 0-2. Chiefs and Chargers 2-0. Raiders 1-1. Broncos 0-2. North, the Bears 2-0. Packers, Lions 1-1, and the Vikings 0-2. Saints 2-0. Panthers 1-0-1. Falcons and Bucks 1-1. The East, the Eagles, Redskins, the Warriors, but Warriors and Cowboys 1-1, and the Giants are 0-2. My Giants are 0-2. Seahawks 2-0. Rams 0-1-1. Cardinals 0-2. 49ers 0-2. Not good. All right. Well, next time we will see exactly what's going down. Thanks for joining me. Get up my interlawn.